Hi, what if you were given $1 million, but you had to spend it all right away, and you're not allowed to spend it on yourself? What would you do? Hi, I'm Mac Frazier, the pastor of the Washington New Church here in Mitchellville, Maryland, and today I'm thinking about gratitude and Thanksgiving. So let me read to you a story. This is from the Gospel of Luke. This is one of the parables that Jesus told. It goes like this. This is Luke chapter 20, verses 9 to 16. Then he began to tell the people this parable. A certain man planted a vineyard, leased it to vine dressers, and went into a far country for a long time. Now, at vintage time, he sent a servant to the vine dressers that they might give him some of the fruit of the vineyard. But the vine dressers beat him and sent him away empty-handed. Again, he sent another servant, and they beat him also, treated him shamefully, and sent him away empty-handed. And again he sent a third, and they wounded him also, and cast him out. Then the owner of the vineyard said, "What shall I do? I will send my beloved son. Probably they will respect him when they see him." But when the vine dressers saw him, they reasoned among themselves, saying, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, that the inheritance may be ours." And so they cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. Therefore, what will the owner of the vineyard do to them? He will come and destroy those vine dressers and give the vineyard to others. So this parable of the vine dressers is all about how the Lord's kingdom, that's the vineyard, belongs to him and not to us. And if we don't give him the fruit of this kingdom, he takes the kingdom away from us. What does that really mean? Well, fruit in the word is a symbol of everything good. So this is actually a pretty broad statement here. He's saying everything that's good isn't really yours, and we're meant to give it back. This makes me think of something that's written in the book Divine Providence, number 230, where it says this: "If a person were to believe, as is the truth, that all goodness and truth originate from the Lord, and all evil and falsity from hell, he would not assign goodness to himself and make it deserving of merit, nor assign evil to himself and make himself guilty of it." This is a really powerful idea. Essentially, the trick is to understand that nothing you have is actually yours. Don't try to own it or take possession of it, the good or the evil that comes out of you. When you see evil in yourself, reject it. Say, "Well, that's not mine. I don't want it." But also, when you see good in yourself, it's important to say, "That's not mine either." Good and evil are coming from outside of me. I'm just accepting or rejecting. And so we're going to focus on the good today. There's a whole other lesson that you can learn from not appropriating evil to yourself. But today, just think in terms of everything that's good in your life. All the benefits that you've ever received, all the things that you take joy in, all of the good that you've ever done for other people. That all belongs to the Lord. And so we should be grateful. And what do you do when somebody gives you a gift? Well, if somebody gives you a nice gift that, something that you enjoy and would get a lot of use out of, but you don't use the gift, you just leave it in its box and sort of push it under your desk or leave it in a closet, that's not really appreciating the gift. No, the way you show gratitude for a gift is by displaying it prominently, using it for its intended purpose, sharing it with others, showing it off. And all of the good that God gifts to us should be treated in the same way. We should use it. We should share it. We should give him credit for it. And that's really what giving him the fruit is all about. It's not that God needs anything from us, but rather it is good for you, and good for me, good for our souls, to periodically recognize that the good that we think we possess is really a gift. And we do that by letting go of ownership of it. Now, here at the Washington New Church, we typically have a ceremony on Thanksgiving Day where people bring food forward in a procession, and this food is gathered up. And we do this for two reasons. One, the food that's gathered then goes and helps people who are in one way or another in need of some kind of help. And two, the ceremonial act of donating the food within the context of a worship service is a way of embodying this notion that all good belongs to God, and we're recognizing it by laying it at his altar. Now, this year, because of health-based restrictions with the pandemic that's going on, we're not going to have a procession. We're not going to be physically handing things back and forth, but we're still going to collect food at the church. And in fact, we're going to collect it throughout the entire week of Thanksgiving. People can bring their non-perishable food to donate, and there'll be a collection spot so that people can safely leave their donations without having to, pass things back and forth, things like that. But we're still going to have a worship service on Thanksgiving to formally acknowledge our gratitude towards the Lord. And we're going to think about all the good that he's brought into our lives. And this isn't because the Lord needs gratitude. It's not because he needs canned goods. It's not because he needs worship or sacrifice or anything. It's because we need to be reminded to not try to own the good. Because once we start trying to take ownership of it, all sorts of bad things start to happen. We have a tendency to mess things up when we do that. And what's more, it's just not true. We're not the source of good. And so when we act like we are, we're disconnecting ourselves from reality. And that never turns out well. So think of all the good that the Lord gives you. He gives you life itself, but he also gives you all the little good things within it. Think about those things. Meditate on that. List it. What are you grateful for? Is it, the relationships that you have? Is it the circumstances that you live in? Is it the experiences that you've had? Is it opportunities that you right now have in front of you? What are you grateful for? Think of all the things you've accomplished. Couldn't have done it without the Lord. Think of all the things you want to accomplish. Again, if you succeed, it'll be because you had the Lord's life in you. And the degree to which you understand anything is because of the faculty of reason that he gave you. So there's a lot to choose from. Just pick one. Think of one good thing in your life to give back to the Lord, to acknowledge and say, you know what? My musical talent, my intelligence, my friendships, my cooking ability, whatever it is that you value that is a part of your life. Spend this week thinking about how good it is that the Lord provided this for you. Pick one gift, thank him, and finally, think of a way to use that gift, whatever it is, to help somebody else. Just like with the food that we gather at the church that goes out to help others, find a way to choose one of your gifts and put it to use in service to somebody else. Are you talented at drawing? Draw something that makes somebody else happy. Make a gift of that. Are you particularly good with computers? Find a way to sit down and help somebody else who's having trouble with their machine. Or whatever it is. Make your gift useful. Give it back to the Lord by giving it to one of his children, your fellow human beings. Try that and see what that does towards kicking off the upcoming Christmas season in your life. All right, I invite you all to join me in saying the Lord's Prayer together. Ready? Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I hope that this was a useful series of reflections for you, and I hope that you have a season full of gratitude and happiness. See you later.